Welcome back to the Future Proof podcast. My name is Jav
Michael.
and this week we got some interesting news. Amazon, the big massive Amazon, Jeff Bezos and all them man there. They just laid off 14,000 corporate employees. And this is actually a trend that I've been seeing in the news about larger businesses basically cutting their workforce. Klarna have done it, Stripe have done it. So it's not a surprise, but this is probably one of the biggest and most talked about kind of job cuts that we've seen in recent times, especially with the rise of AI. So we want to talk today about why this matters, what this means for traditional roles, what this means for us as business owners and you as business owners, and what we can learn from multi-billion pound dollar companies like
Trillion.
Amazon. You know what I mean? So, what are your first thoughts when you hear 14,000 job cuts, bro, in this market, in today's age?
Yeah, and they're targeting more, to be fair. They're targeting 30,000, and it also means they're reducing how many people they would usually employ. Because a lot of companies like Amazon, they would beforehand have like targets of how many people they're going to employ a year. Do you know what I mean? And they probably are still going to employ on the delivery side. But yeah, on this side. Yeah, my first thoughts with it are, I have a very strong stance on this whole job roles, job cuts and everything, right? And it's going to remain the same. The only reason that jobs are not being lost at like a epidemic rate, rate across the world, right? It's just because the AI isn't ready yet. It's not because the employers care. It's not because the government want to jump in and back it and stop it. It's literally because the AI isn't ready yet. And I think everybody needs to understand that the AI we have now, although it's rapidly improving all the time, it's still not at that autonomous level. There's still a lot that goes into training it. There's still, you need that quantum computing power to really get that next level of AI, which isn't quite there yet. But all of these top companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, they are investing billions and billions every single year to get it to that place. And when they do, like, loads of jobs will be lost.
When you say the AI isn't there yet, though, what do you mean, though? Like,
because there's levels of AI. Like, I mean, at this point right now with AI, it can answer questions. It can kind of predict answers based on what you're giving it. It can almost think like a human. That's what artificial intelligence is. But it needs to get smarter. There's still levels that it needs to reach, right? To where it just plugs in with everything, or it can just do things on its own, or you don't even need to really prompt it, or you prompt it once and then it's just taken over. Right now, it's still at its basic level. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So it's more of a case of, as it improves to where it's just fully autonomous, like for example, a company could download this AI system and it's just working in an agentic flow where it's, signing in, it's delivering orders, it's doing this, it's messaging, and it's just working and flowing regularly. Right now, it needs to be still prompted a lot.
Hey, sorry to cut you. I hope you're enjoying the podcast, but I need to let you know this one quick thing. If you press in the description, you will see we have a 14-day AI sales playbook. It's for any business owner that wants to scale using AI. It's one email every single day that gives you exact tools, tricks, and tips that we use in our businesses and our clients to help them scale, basically. It's completely free. Anyway, back to the podcast. Let's go.
Hallucination. There are going to be little mistakes as well. So there's just a lot more that does need to happen with AI. Does that make sense?
As in to like make it more autonomous, like you can just set it and forget it. Almost.
Set it and forget it kind of thing. Right now, it does still need a lot of human backing. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that.
What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so according to the article, Amazon, they're about to invest 120 billion in more AI infrastructure, and all the job cuts, they're specifically focused around HR, operations, and their Prime Video.
Okay.
So those are where the biggest cuts have been kind of found.
Yeah.
So, essentially what they're trying to do is obviously become leaner, faster, more efficient, which is kind of what we've been preaching for the last 18 months in regards to why businesses should be considering AI, because our premise is AI lead generation, right? We help companies generate leads, make more sales using AI. But the benefit of that, the benefit of it really is, someone said it on a client call we had the other day. We're basically building out an autonomous AI SDR team for his company, right? That's kind of what he said. He's like, you're basically replacing my sales team. And the benefit of that is, well, a sales salary could be 30, 40 grand, excluding the commission in the UK, depending on what kind of role you get. But if you add commission, you might be looking at 60 grand, 70 grand, right?
Yeah.
So if we're saving you 70 grand, like in the long run, and we're making you more efficient, because human beings, what do we get sick? Women get pregnant, men, some things happen to us too. Like we get, like, there's loads of things that happen to us that can stop us from working, right?
Yeah, of course.
AI don't get pregnant, bro. AI doesn't get the flu, doesn't get man flu.
No.
AI doesn't get sick. AI just, it might crash every now and then, it might bug out, but AI doesn't get sick. So the benefit of having that AI sales team means that, you can just run it. And the same thing here. So when they're saying they're getting rid of all these jobs, they're trying to make sure they can run 24 hours a day. No downtime. And you know what I thought about this as well is, what was the big thing that happened the other day? AWS went down.
Yeah.
But they can't have stuff like that happen, because AWS is like so important for so many businesses.
Yeah.
So
data storage.
Yeah, I think this is massive for business owners.
So where does it go? What direction do you think it goes?
I think,
and how long till no one has a job?
When you see a market leader like Amazon doing what they're doing, Stripe are doing what they're doing, Klarna are doing what they're doing, I think it would be stupid for small business owners to not see what's happening and learn from it. Do I think that all I think is going to change the workforce? I don't think everyone's going to just lose their jobs and have nothing to do. It means that people that are employees, not employers, employees, they are going to need to really look at their skill set as individuals and see, like, I'm going to need more than the skills I have. I'm going to need to be able to understand AI. I'm going to need to understand automation and how that works. Or you got to have some other skill like creativity, or you got to be able to add more value to companies than just kind of being a worker. And and even I said creativity, but even that, you need AI now for that too. Think about the AI music, using AI to make content, coming up with creative ideas, pitches, like there's loads of things. So I think the workforce has to upskill itself, especially the older workforce. We're in a stage where everyone's got to upskill to now provide value to these companies. So I think, I don't think, and I read another article and it was saying that Amazon are blaming these job cuts on AI, but actually the job cuts are also underpinned by them overhiring during COVID. Because during COVID, Amazon went mad because obviously everyone was at home, online buying went up, right?
Yeah.
So they overhired. So now they're just basically balancing the books by cutting all the jobs that they overhired for during that boom period, because now that boom period is kind of leveled out.
Yeah.
So someone was saying, but they're blaming AI on that because it's easier. Everyone's doing it, so it's easier to say that it's AI. I think it might be a bit of both. Definitely is AI. Like it's not like AI came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's a bit of both. They probably did overhire. They put too many people on their books during that COVID period, but then also AI is kind of booming as well right now. So
100%.
Yeah, man. So I think a question I have for you then, so we can make this practical, is I touched on it a tiny bit, but what are some specific things business owners should be taking away from what we're seeing with these big companies that are taking or cutting jobs, and specifically around AI?
Yeah, I'll speak very practically about it. I've said it for a while. There's going to be this thing called the AI rebuild, right? And that means you're going to look at your business completely differently from top to bottom and think, how can I rebuild this thing to be 100x, 200x, 300x more efficient, right? Using AI. And that may mean that you need less people. It's more important. This whole thing of job cuts and everything is more important for small businesses. And I mean small business, not even just SMEs, smaller businesses doing less than 1 million, and SMEs as well. Because even though a business is doing 10, 20, 50 million, it doesn't mean they're running at like 10, 20 million profit. Like they could be, profit in 1 million or two. So it's very important for small businesses to consider the AI rebuild, get in with a consultant, an AI consultant like ourselves, or anyone who just understands what's possible, and essentially look at how you can rebuild it. That's exactly what I believe, from top to bottom, because small businesses, they hire and fire more all the time. You just don't hear about it, right? You come to say to you, or they go bankrupt, or they have to shut down, dissolve. People get sacked all the time. Redundancies happen all the time. So I think that they need to really look at that efficiency, and then it stops them getting to, as they scaling, getting big, and then having to cut jobs as well. Because it is completely dependent on what the business is. What about yourself?
I think if you're a business owner, the number one thing you gotta start to look at is, like, I wouldn't just look at it from a lens of cutting jobs. I would look at it from a lens of how can I make the people in my workforce more efficient and more productive. Yeah. So I think every company needs to be doing AI audits. So if I was to give like practical advice, every company should be doing an AI audit. What process in my business is like super repetitive that I can automate and use AI in the process? A typical example for us is onboarding. Our onboarding is kind of the same. So the personalization element of it is when we write the scripts, or we write a video sales letter, or we write the outbound messaging for someone's LinkedIn or email, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've now built a system where as soon as someone fills out an onboarding form, the AI is the creative engine behind it. Obviously, we prompt the AI, but now it's been built. And now my media buyer and us as business owners, we don't have to sit there and write everything from scratch. The bulk of it is written. We just polish it up with a bit of human touch, right? That's the power of like auditing our business. Because the only reason I built that was because I was like, we've got to build these folders. Every client gets their own folder. Like, it's a very repetitive process. So keeping on track with how we can help make this practical, audit your business. What's being done too much, like by one person, that can be freed up? Now, that time, that 3 or 4 hours that this person was using to onboard or whatever, can now go to sales and marketing, something creative, something that's going to, more space on the calendar for sales calls, whatever it may be. The bit that humans need to be in, because right now, AI isn't sitting on a 45-minute Zoom call to make sales just yet. It probably will get there, but it ain't there just yet.
Yeah, true.
So I think having those practical things in place is more important than thinking, I can just cut my team. I'm going to make my team more efficient so then you can make more money. So for small business owners, I think that's where it's at, man, because as much as sometimes I think we're not in an AI bubble, but we're so used to AI, we're so used to thinking about automations that there's still, I would guess, I have no facts behind this, I would say about 70 to 80% of small business owners are still not automating or using AI automations in their processes. Yeah. And I'm talking brick and mortar and online, like not just online, because online maybe less, but brick and mortar business, definitely they're not utilizing AI as much as they could be.
The hardship when there's a new like advancement in technology always comes down to ethicality. And I think that's where business owners and people always struggle to, just kind of wrap their head around it, because you're thinking that, is this even right? Is this ethical? I see someone respond to an email the other day saying, no AI for me, thanks. And it's just like, the ignorance of that, and that could be to that person's detriment. And they could have a good business, right? And that's why they feel like, well, no, I do good anyway, blah, blah, blah. But it still could be to their detriment. You don't know, because things happen. Business changes. The landscape of the world changes very quick. Like,
Blockbuster and Netflix, bro, that's the prime example.
Donald Trump could say one thing. I know businesses that are like hugely affected because of all this stuff with Donald Trump, and just their sector happen to be affected. So it could be to your detriment very quickly. But why is that? Because it's that feeling of...
But before we wrap this up, why is there that ignorance or that like flippant nature of AI sometimes from business owners? Like, what do you think that is?
It's the ethicality, bro. It's the ethicality. And the problem is, that the governments and any, people in power are not really taking a strong stance on what can and can't be done with AI. And because of that, it's kind of allowed to run loose. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, Amazon cut down 20 or however many jobs, but it's kind of a free for all where you could have big leading companies that are needle movers within society laying off jobs and can literally shake the way that you know what I'm trying to say? I know what you're saying. Look, like the job things can correct themselves, right? Like but you could still go through an epidemic, like a deep depression, like 2008 and all these things where, big crashes. And, people, like we mentioned about, people commit suicide in these times. People lose, you know what I mean? So you can still go through really deep, dark times before you get to that point where, people start to understand and more jobs are created, you know what I mean? And because there's a lack of ethicality, I think mentally people just are resistant. So there's a lot of people that are a bit resistant towards it because it's like this needs to be policed. Do you feel what I'm trying to say to you?
So you think they're scared? Or they're fearful?
I think they want to do it, bro. I think business owners want, like, it's like this whole, what AI is doing has been taught for a while. 4-hour work week, stuff like this. What is the premise behind all these things? Delegate it. What you just said about doing an audit. Same thing people have been teaching for time. Do a time audit of your time. What are you wasting time on? All right, go and pay someone to do it. This is $100 task. This is a $10 task. Now you don't even need to pay $10. You build an AI thing one time and it's done. This is magic, bro. This is Christmas for every business owner in the world. But there's just that resistance toward it. I think it is the ethicality of it, bro. And I think more people like us need to stand up and show them how you can do that. What is the first steps? Like, there needs to be a step-by-step roadmap for how a business owner transform their business with AI. Step 1, get an AI audit. Step 2, get the cost in. Step 3, get it implemented. Know the monthly costs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. And I think now is a time where business owners are going to have to start to have an AI specialist or either like an AI
in-house,
a fractional AI, consultant, or like they either need an AI in-house team, a fractional AI consultant, and they got to have some AI infrastructure to train team members on how to use AI to make them more efficient. And I think,
that's where we come in.
That's where we come in. And I think the business owners that are being ignorant to it or being flippant to it, like, no AI for me, please. Like, that's okay for now because we're not at the peak of AI. I don't think we are. So that's cool. You can be like that for now. But I think if they continue to be ignorant in that aspect over the next 5, 10, 15 years, it's not that they're going to be out of business, because if they build a successful business, they'll find ways to be successful. But it may affect how successful they are, and their competition will outdo them.
100%.
I think, and the reality of this year is, like, business is competitive. Whether you're self-employed, whether you run a larger company and a large firm, it's very competitive. Everyone wants leads. Everyone wants to make sales. Everyone's posting content. Mm-hmm. Everyone's doing email. Mm-hmm. Everyone's doing outreach. Everyone's trying to do events. Everyone's trying to do something. It's competitive. So if you're not willing to try and get the edge in some form or fashion, then you just get left behind. It's like everything in life, bro.
Yeah, left behind, bro.
I think to be ignorant about the AI, sometimes when I see it, it annoys me, bro. Like, I can't lie, it annoys me. I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, you can't be so close-minded, man.
But these same people was already not good at tech. I'm a technophobe. I'm this, that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Cool. Well,
just in a quick one, yeah. Mm-hmm. This is a quick AI search. So jobs AI can already replace customer service and chat support, data entry, scheduling, transcription, translation, basic copywriting, marketing, automation, ad optimization, quality control, and repetitive manufacturing, right? Jobs needing moderate AI improvement, project management and business analysis, sales, negotiation, leadership roles, creative direction, design and brand strategy, skilled trades with physical coordination, plumbing, electrical, construction. And the jobs will take the longest are entrepreneurs, inventors, and thought leaders, interestingly enough, healthcare practitioners, therapists, teachers, and social workers, and roles involving trust, emotion, or creative originality. So essentially, if you're not in those top 3 that I just mentioned, that it can and will replace you in the long run. So that's just something to think about, to be honest with you. But then, like I said, like, I do think it will do a lot of replacing, but then slowly over time, like you said, the world will adjust and more job roles will be created from that. I do think there still needs to be an ethicality kind of come in. Because you got to remember, we're living in at the times of iRobot, right? We're living in the times of iRobot. The minute they make the robot that can open your door, go take the dog out, do this, that, police, or how much do you need the human being, right? And at that point, there's got to be a point where we say, like, there's got to be a stop to this. Do you know what I mean? We've got to kind of intervene and say that this thing can take over everything we do or do it better. Do we need that on an ethical standpoint?
They built the robot already though. Have you seen the Neo
one?
Yeah.
I've seen it, and actually I've got some stuff to say about that. I don't know if we got time.
It's the guy with the long hair, and he's talking to the and he's got the robot.
There's the Neo one by 1X, and it's like let me get a picture
Is it like
of
some
it.
European company?
I believe so. Hold on, and it looks a bit weird.
It hasn't got a face, right? Like it hasn't got a face.
Yeah, it doesn't have a hold on. Like this one. Funny enough, it's called Neo, and Neo's the Matrix thing, right? This one.
Yes, exactly.
So funny enough, let me crush this now, right? This was a bit of clever marketing. So basically, 95% of what they're showing in those videos of the robot doing, it can't actually do it autonomously. There's a remote controller that you can use, and basically like VR, put your headset on, and then that's what they're using for it to do. It's not actually available yet, but you can pay for it. You pay a deposit, $200, and you can get it next year at some point. So what they're trying to do, they're raising money to kind of get the funding and try and build it to that place. But right now, it can't do most of the stuff that it says.
Okay. Because they made it, the way they were announcing it,
like it's ready.
The way the AI blog pages were posting it, I was like, so like it's.
I thought it's done. I thought we're done.
We've got to the robot stage already.
Nah, it's
okay. So.
But they're pushing because they're saying you can get it by next year, and then they're gonna keep training it with data
But I think the iRobot stuff is gonna get here anyway. It's going to get here.
They've already
in 5 to 10 years.
I think they've got that technology, personally.
It's going to get here. I think even if one country tries to regulate it, there's going to be countries that won't regulate it, which means that there might be some AI warfare that takes place in the next 10 to 20 years because they might be able to, if you can build it, you could build an army.
They have that already, bro.
You could build an army.
I ain't going to say, I definitely think they have that already.
An army of super soldiers, bro.
I think
with bullets in their arms, bro. They don't need guns anymore. The bullets are in the robot. Nuclear weapons in the robot.
I definitely have that already, bro.
So that's why I think that the only regulation is going to be regulated on the like normal people.
Stuff like, yeah. But even that we need it though.
The government are going to do whatever they want, and they're going to have it ready to deploy when needed because it's going to help. It's going to help them anyway. Maybe not us, but it's going to help them. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I think we're in a crazy time. We're in a time where things are moving very rapidly when it comes to AI. And, these job cuts and what's been taking place, even if you're not going to take action today, which, you should be, but even if you're not, you should at least be aware of how it can affect your market and your segment of the world. And think more about what you could be doing as a business owner to prepare yourself and protect yourself from this AI madness that's taking place and the changes that are taking place. And that's where companies like us, Scale and Edge, come in because, we do AI audits. We build AI systems for businesses internally and externally. We focus on your sales and marketing, but once we get that up to a certain level, we then look at what's happening inside the business and how can we automate and implement AI in your internal processes, which a lot of businesses are ignoring. And I think one of the best things to do is not just think about reducing cost, but think about how many hours and how much time you save and how much those hours equate to in cost, right? Because that's what people sometimes overlook. They think about the money rather than how much they're saving in time. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Michael, you got anything you want to add?
Nah, man, just stop being lazy. You can even use AI to learn how to use AI. So come on, man, let's do it.
Yeah, so like, share, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on Spotify, get us a little star rating, please.
Come on.
And yeah, that's the Future Proof Podcast. Peace.